The stars were always there, watching. They had been there long before humanity had crawled out of the primordial ooze, and they would be there long after the last human had breathed their final breath. They were eternal, unchanging, and utterly indifferent to the tiny, fragile creatures that scurried across the surface of the earth. But sometimes, just sometimes, they seemed to blink. Dr. Evelyn Carter had always been fascinated by the stars. As a child, she would spend hours lying on her back in the backyard, staring up at the night sky, imagining what wonders might be hidden among those distant points of light. As an adult, she had dedicated her life to studying them, to unlocking the secrets they held. And now, as the lead scientist on the lunar exploration mission, she was closer than ever to uncovering the truth. The mission had been simple enough: to establish a permanent research base on the moon, to study its geology, its atmosphere, and its potential as a stepping stone for further exploration of the solar system. But from the moment they had landed, something had felt off. The moon was supposed to be a dead, lifeless rock, but there was something about it that seemed almost alive. The shadows were too deep, the silence too profound. It was as if the moon itself was watching them, waiting for them to make a mistake. The first sign that something was wrong came on the third day. Evelyn had been conducting a routine survey of the lunar surface when she noticed something strange. There was a small crater no more than a few meters across that hadn't been there the day before. At first, she thought it might have been caused by a meteorite impact, but there was no debris, no sign of any disturbance in the surrounding regolith. It was as if the crater had simply appeared out of nowhere. She reported the anomaly to the rest of the team, but they dismissed it as a trick of the light, a figment of her imagination. But Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. She began to notice other things: strange fluctuations in the temperature, odd readings on the seismographs, a faint, almost imperceptible hum that seemed to emanate from deep within the moon itself. And then there were the dreams. They started as soon as she set foot on the moon. At first, they were vague, disjointed images, a vast dark void, a sense of falling, a feeling of being watched. But as the days went by, they became more vivid, more intense. She would wake up in a cold sweat, her heart pounding, the image of a massive, incomprehensible shape burned into her mind. It was something ancient, something that had been there long before the moon, long before the earth, long before the stars themselves. And it was watching her. The other members of the team began to notice the changes in her. She became withdrawn, distant, spending hours staring out at the lunar landscape as if searching for something. They tried to talk to her, to reassure her, but she would just shake her head and mutter something about the stars blinking. And then, on the seventh day, it happened. Evelyn was alone in the lab, analyzing the data from the latest survey, when she heard it. A faint, almost imperceptible sound like the rustling of leaves in the wind. She turned, her heart pounding, and saw it. It was small, no more than a few centimeters tall, with a round, almost cartoonish body and large, glowing eyes. It looked like something out of a children's storybook, a cute, harmless creature that had somehow found its way onto the moon. But there was something about it that made Evelyn's blood run cold. Its eyes were too large, too bright, and they seemed to bore into her soul, as if they could see every secret, every fear, every dark corner of her mind. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. The creature tilted its head as if studying her, and then it spoke. Its voice was high-pitched, almost musical, but there was something wrong with it, something that made her skin crawl. "Hello, Evelyn?" it said. "We've been waiting for you." She stumbled back, her mind reeling. What are you?" The creature smiled, a wide, toothy grin that stretched across its face. "We are the Watchers. We have been here since the beginning, since before the stars were born. We have watched over this universe, waiting for the right moment to reveal ourselves." Evelyn's mind raced. This couldn't be real. It had to be a hallucination, a side effect of the isolation, the stress, the lack of sleep. But deep down, she knew it was real. The creature was real, and it was here on the moon with her. Why are you here?" she stammered. The creature's smile widened. "We are to show you the truth, Evelyn. The truth about the universe, about your place in it, the truth that has been hidden from you, from all of humanity since the beginning." Evelyn's heart pounded in her chest. She didn't want to know the truth. She didn't want to see what the creature was going to show her. But she couldn't look away. The creature's eyes held her captive, drawing her in, pulling her deeper and deeper into the abyss. And then it showed her. The images flooded her mind, overwhelming her senses. She saw the birth of the universe, the formation of galaxies, the rise and fall of civilizations. She saw the true nature of reality, the vast, incomprehensible web of existence that stretched across the cosmos. And she saw the Watchers, ancient, eternal beings that had been there since the beginning, watching, waiting, guiding the course of history. But there was something else, something darker, more terrifying. She saw the void, the endless, infinite darkness that lay beyond the edges of the universe. And she saw what lay within it, a massive, incomprehensible shape, a being of pure chaos and destruction, waiting to break through into reality to consume everything in its path. The Watchers had been trying to keep it at bay, to hold back the tide of darkness, but they were failing. The barriers were weakening, the walls of reality were crumbling, and soon the void would break through. Evelyn screamed, but no sound came out. The images were too much, too overwhelming. She felt her mind unraveling, her sanity slipping away. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it stopped. She was back in the lab, gasping for breath, her body trembling. The creature was gone, but the images were still there, burned into her mind. She knew the truth now, the terrible, horrifying truth, and she knew that there was nothing she could do to stop it. The other members of the team found her hours later, curled up in a corner, muttering to herself. They tried to calm her, to bring her back to reality, but it was no use. Evelyn was gone, lost in the depths of her own mind, consumed by the knowledge of what lay beyond the stars. The mission was aborted, and the team returned to Earth, but Evelyn never recovered. She spent the rest of her days in a mental institution, staring out at the stars, waiting for the day when the void would finally break through and consume them all. And the Watchers, they continued to watch, waiting for the next human to uncover the truth, to see the horrors that lay beyond the edges of reality, because they knew that sooner or later, someone would, and when they did, the Watchers would be there ready to show them the truth, to reveal the terrible, horrifying secret that lay hidden in the depths of space. The stars were always there, watching, and they would be there long after humanity was gone, waiting for the next curious soul to uncover the truth, to see the horrors that lay beyond the edges of reality. And when they did, the Watchers would be there, ready to show them the truth, to reveal the terrible, horrifying secret that lay hidden in the depths of space. The cute moon monster was not a monster at all. It was a harbinger, a messenger of the true horror that lay beyond the stars. And Evelyn Carter had been the first to see it, to understand the true nature of the universe and the insignificance of humanity within it. The moral of the story is clear. There are some truths that are better left unknown, some knowledge that is too dangerous, too horrifying for humanity to comprehend. The universe is vast and ancient and filled with horrors beyond our understanding. And sometimes the most terrifying thing of all is the realization of just how small, how fragile, how insignificant we truly are. So the next time you look up at the stars, remember the story of Evelyn Carter and the cute moon, sir. Remember that there are some things that are better left unseen, some truths that are better left unknown, because the universe is a dark and terrifying place, and the stars are always watching.